Sit. Yes. Good boy. Okay. Sit. Stay seated, please, for the love of God. Sit. Elmo, sit. That doesn't seem to be moving. Sorry, buddy. I know. It's weird and uncomfortable.
There you go. Okay. As we work with them, I'll figure out whether or not if it's a bit too loose.
He's really curious.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Let's go ahead, if we can, clip your leash to his flat collar.
Sure.
The harness promotes pulling, so it'll make things difficult when trying to teach him. And gives you minimal control. Yeah, so just the flat collar, not the e-collar, because that would inhibit contact.
Right.
Okay? And you can leave that on, that's fine.
Okay.
So, questions?
I didn't know the harness encouraged pulling.
Yeah. When dogs feel pressure, they want to go against it. So when they feel pressure against the chest, when you pull back, they pull more forward.
That explains so much. I couldn't understand it for the longest time.
Yep. Go ahead and get your remote ready. And is that turned on?
Yes.
Okay, and what's your number at?
1. Oh, wait, now it's 2. Now it's 1.
Okay, and we're going to go to 100.
We're
Just
gonna go
joking.
100.
We're going to go to 15. 15 is typically where dogs start to feel it. Okay, and I'm going to have you stay stationary. And go ahead and just like bring Elmo around and shorten your leash a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to have you just look at Elmo.
Okay.
And when I say tap, you're going to press that bumpy button on the side. Okay, yep. So tap, tap, tap. No response. 20. And if you land on 21, 22, that's perfectly fine. Just the general range.
Got it.
Tap, tap, tap. No response. 25. Tap, tap, tap. No response. 30. This is normal.
Okay. I'm getting a little concerned.
Tap, tap. You see that? Tap, tap, tap. 35. See how we went from sitting to standing?
Yeah.
So you just started to get connection right there. Tap, tap. Yeah, keep hold of the leash. Tap, tap, tap. Let's go to 40. And you're probably, I think the collar is loose, maybe about a notch or two, because it slid down. We're gonna just take this for now. Tap, tap, tap. See that twitch in his ear?
Twitching,
Right.
yeah.
So keep looking at Elmo. Tap, tap.
Yeah, his
Tap.
ear is twitching.
But you see how he's not really fazed by it.
Yeah.
So we have connection right now.
Okay.
You're at 40?
Yes.
Let's go 45. Okay. Now we might get a yip. It's okay. It's just now we've got that, his brain's starting to perceive it. So again, tap, tap,
Oh,
right there.
he like flinched.
Yeah. Now you see how he flinched and then moved a considerable amount?
Yeah.
So we have connection, perception, and working level, right? Connection is muscle contraction, no response. Perception is what's going on. And then working level is, hey, I don't like this, how do I stop it? Okay? So we always want to find working level. You can tell what working level is by what Elmo does in response. Right there, he went from being over here to being over here. That's why it's important that you're not doing anything, because if you're moving around with Elmo and he's moving with you, you don't know what's causing that. You are the remote. So with you being stationary, and when you were tapping when he was doing nothing, and you saw him go like, whoa, and he moved away, that tells me, okay, that was concerning for you, that you did a lot in response, okay? The reason why we want working number is off the bat, that's what's gonna get us reliable results within a context like this, okay? The number may change according to where you are. Don't get married to a number, it changes according to what's going on, okay?
Makes sense.
And as we go along, like I'll give you your instructions and everything, but before every walk, you would start off, you get that working number first before you start your training. Otherwise, if you walk out thinking 45 is the number, maybe that day you don't have good connection and 45 isn't the number. It might be 65, okay? Elmo will tell you what's too much and what's too little. Too little, no response. Too much, okay? Just right. What do you need me to do, Mom? Okay? Questions? So now we're going to start with the training process. This is a very simple exercise. Okay? This is going to be the foundation for everything that we're going to cover. Okay? So, I train dogs. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's easier to train a dog on the left than the right-handed. Okay? So here, what we're going to do here is I'm going to have you move and start walking. Elmo's most likely going to do this. Okay? When he does this, you're going to make a 180 to your immediate right, like this. Okay? Again, this passes like this, right? So if you're doing this, you should stay within the same path. Okay? The other thing you're going to do when this is happening is when he passes you, you're going to be turning and tapping the button as I tell you until Elmo comes over here. Okay? So he passes, tap, 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 tap. Here he is. Now we stop. Okay? He passes, tap, 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 tap. He's here. We stop. Okay? So we're teaching them to start following your lead, which is why we need that number first, so that it's effective right off the bat. You're not making 100 turns, and not using it. Okay? Questions so far?
So I'm just going to be, I'll stand there, he's going to go ahead of me, tap, 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 tap as I turn around.
And you're going to be moving, correct?
And just spin the ball.
Correct, meant to follow you, okay? Now, I'll coach you through this. Now, on occasion, the dog, or Elmo, may move to your right side, okay? If Elmo moves to your right side, what you're going to do is pull him towards your left as you're walking and tap until you see him move over. We're refraining from trying to do everything physically. So you wouldn't drag him to your left. Enough to guide him, but the remote makes Elmo think, what do I need to do to stop this? He comes over here, the boy, we keep going, okay? You're gonna make mistakes, it's gonna get confusing, it's okay. The main thing I want you to remember is getting Elmo to be on your left side, okay? So I'll have you give, go to the stack, the stack, and take up maybe just, grab it just past the black rubber part right there. No, at the handle. Like that, good, okay? Go ahead and pivot like this. Yep, so now he's back on your left, and move this way. And we're gonna start the process here. So go ahead and move forward that way. Yep. Not yet, relax. Now turn to your right. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Turn again. Tap. And if you need to step aside from the dogs, you can.
What do I do again?
Step over here. Real quick for the dogs. For a moment. And back again. Okay. And to your right. Tap. Up. Now let's go down. You're at 45.
Yeah.
Let's go down to 25. Okay, this way. Tap. Turn. Tap. Tap. There's a little dog right there, just so you know. Turn. Tap. Yep, to your right. Keep going. Turn. Tap. You guys are fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Turn. Tap. 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 Keep going. Good. And back to the sidewalk. There you go. Right, and relax. Keep forward. Now, turn. Tap. Tap. Keep going. Keep moving. There you go. Turn. Tap. Tap. Keep moving. Good. Turn. Tap. 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 Good. Keep moving. Turn. Tap. 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 Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Going to hug on the dirt a little bit. There you go. Let's go ahead and bump your number. You got 25. Let's go to 30. Okay. Back on the sidewalk. See why we train here?
Yeah.
Forward. Turn to your right. There you go. Forward. Tap. Keep forward. Now turn. Tap. Keep straight forward, good. Turn, turn, tap, forward, good, relax, turn.
Sorry, buddy.
Right, relax, keep your arms down, you're good. Now turn, tap, forward, good, you got it. Turn, almost, now forward, forward, forward. There you go. Turn, tap. Let's go back down, let's go to 24. Turn to your right. There you go, forward. Not that, on the sidewalk. There you go. Good. Yeah, I want you to think just back and forth right here, okay? So now turn to your right, forward, tap. There you go. Relax your arm. Relax your arm. There you go. Turn to your right, tap forward. Good.
I don't even have to tap anymore.
Keep tapping. Tap. There we go. That's a little bit better. Turn, tap, tap, forward. Keep forward, keep forward. Relax. Turn, tap, forward. Good. Better. Turn, tap, forward. Good. Turn, tap, forward, good. Turn, tap, 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 good. Forward. Turn, tap, 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 good. Take up like another 6 inches of leash here. No, it's too much. After that. There you go, right there. Turn like this so he's on your left. Relax. Good. Forward. Turn. Your right. There you go. Forward, tap. Relax your arm. Good. Turn. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Pull to your left. Keep moving forward. And pull to your left tap. Pull to your left tap. Keep moving forward. Pull to your left tap. Keep pulling. Pull, 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 pull. Try grabbing a little higher.
On the leash?
With your left hand. Yep. There you go. Now pull, tap as you move forward. Tap, tap, pull, pull, tap, tap, pull. Keep doing tap, tap, pull, tap, tap, pull. There he goes. There you go. And then relax. Good. You guys are good. Turn, tap. Good. Pull to your left. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Relax. Turn, tap. Turn, tap. Relax. Arm down. Good.
I feel like I'm getting trained more than the dog.
Absolutely. Okay. So here. Good. Okay. To your right. There you go. Forward. Back on the sidewalk. Good. Turn. Tap. Forward. Keep forward. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Keep forward. Keep forward. Keep forward. Now turn. Tap. Keep forward. Keep forward. Now slow. Stop. Good. You can look at Elmo here. Right? So you see how he's relatively next to you?
Yeah.
You lost him that last little step, okay? But now he's starting to be more mindful. So now he's not like this.
Right.
He's more so here.
Super nice.
Right? He's paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Okay? So what we're doing is we're using physicality to tell him wrong way, I'm going this way. Okay, so the way you apply the remote is the way the dog perceives it. Most people think Punisher. Don't do that, right? Which yes, it can absolutely be used that way. But when we're teaching obedience, it's not about right and wrong, because dogs don't have right and wrong. It's about telling them like, hey, you don't want to do that, you want to do this. Okay? So that's why you're doing back and forth. The remote is saying, hey buddy, wrong way. And then when he turns, because he doesn't like this, and he's like, oh, mom's going that way now. When he catches up, pressure stops, right? So he goes, oh, and we keep repeating that. And gradually he started to be more mindful of what you were doing. Okay, so it started from being all over the place to more so gravitating to one side. Because when he's at that particular side, nothing happens. Okay? So dogs are physical animals. They bite each other. That's how they teach. Okay? And they bite humans. You know, I got a rough week. So we're just using his language back. But we don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be, we don't need jumping and rolling on the ground, right? But we need appropriate to him in order to make it mean something. Okay, because if you try to be nice and caring and go like, I don't want to hurt them, and you're too low, you're not going to get anywhere. So it doesn't mean anything. That's why that working number is so important. When we got to 45, at some point, and I said, go to 25. We dipped it down 20 levels, and then we played around with that, and we adjusted from there, right? How he responds tells me too high, too low. When we have the correct number and the dog has good concept, it's relatively quick, okay? It should never feel like an argument or like you're arguing with your dog when you're doing remote collar once the concept has been taught. It's simply what's the appropriate number for what we're doing at the moment. Whether you're at Oz Park, whether you're at the neighborhood, maybe you're at the dog beach, wherever you're at, your number may change because maybe there's more stimuli. Maybe it's a new place and he's like, I've never been here before, this is exciting. But the obedience still applies, you just have to make it matter. And the number being higher is what makes the dog think, okay, I still have to listen. Okay? Question so far?
What happens when my dog starts associating his collar with pain? So he doesn't want to wear it anymore and starts fighting with me about that.
Does he have that issue with anything else? So we'd want to counter condition. You feel free to use cheese, sausage, turkey, whatever you have, very high value stuff. So I show it to him, food, put it on, food, leave it on for a bit, then do your training, come back, leave it on for a bit, then grab it, food, take it off, food. Okay, so now you're creating a positive association. Maybe one day during the day you just pull it out randomly in food and then you put it away, right? Maybe you put it on him during the day and you don't do anything with it. You're disassociating that this always means discipline, okay? And I would start that process today. If you think that might be a potential issue, we start that immediately, okay? More often than not, the most common thing that I see is dogs run.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you don't call him, you just go. He maybe sits in the corner, food, put it on, food. If he doesn't take it, I don't worry about it, I just put it on, okay? If you try to coax him into, come on buddy, right? It's not gonna work, he already doesn't like it, it's part of the process. Don't worry about that stuff. It's not going to screw him up psychologically. It's not going to screw him up emotionally. It's not going to make him not like you, okay, or anything like that. It's not going to screw up your relationship. It's discipline. No one likes discipline, okay?
Yeah. I mean, my main concern is that he'll run away, and if I try to put it on, he'll start growling at me.
Okay.
And potentially, snap at me.
Sure. So we'll play it by ear.
Okay.
Main thing is, when you put it on him, I don't know if you heard yourself, but you're like, I know, buddy, this is awkward and it's hurting you, right? Don't want that energy, because if you don't like it, he's not going to like it, right? Okay. So if somebody asks you, hey, how'd you like that movie? And you're like, right off the bat, they're like, oh, you must not like it, right? So same thing for him. If you're coming in like, whoa, kind of pulling the collar, he's not going to like it. So I come in, hey, bud, let's go for a walk, that stuff. Add the positive, not a ton of energy. Because if you're putting too much energy out, a lot of times the energy causes negative response. Because the dog's already going, I don't like it, but then you're like, come on, bud, trying to make it positive. He's like, why are you making such a big deal about it?
Right.
Okay. Just let me know if that does become an issue, but absolutely start using cheese, hot dog, turkey, bologna, whatever you got. Super high value stuff, not your dog treats. Super high value stuff to associate, hey, this means good stuff. Okay? Other questions?
That's pretty much the main one is what happens if he just starts associating negative things with the collar.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep an eye on it, okay? It's super rare. The most common thing is a dog just runs away, but the nose just goes treat, whatever, and then they go on. And then a week, 2 weeks later, they're usually over it. Some dogs a little bit longer. But as long as, again, you're being positive, upbeat, and a positive association, it shouldn't be terrible, okay? Other questions?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. What's our number right now?
It's 24.
24? We'll go ahead and keep 24. And let me have you go ahead and pivot to your right. And then go ahead and relax and move forward. Tap. Tap. Good. And relax. Turn. Tap. Forward. Pull to your left. Tap. 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 Grab a little higher up on your leash. And forward tap. There you go. Now relax. Give a bit of slack here. There you go. Turn. Tap. Forward. Good. Shorten your leash like a foot. That's good. Forward. And relax. Keep forward. Yep. Keep forward. Yeah, keep forward. Yep, back to the sidewalk. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Good.
Hi. Hi.
Turn your right. Yep. Good. Relax. Good. Turn. Tap.
Okay.
Forward. Good. Keep forward. Keep forward. There it is. There it is. Good. Turn. Tap. Keep forward. We're at 24?
Yep.
Let's try 26. Careful your bite. Go ahead and turn to your right. Forward, tap. And relax. Good. Keep forward. Go ahead and turn. Tap. Forward. Keep forward. Now turn. Tap. Tap. Good. Turn. Tap. Forward. Relax. Relax. Turn. Tap. Turn. Keep that arm down. Yeah, just like that. Pull to your left. Tap. Left tap. Get forward. There you go. Now relax. Turn. Tap. Forward. Yeah, keep forward. This is better. Keep forward. There you go. Let's go ahead and tighten it. Let's tighten it about 2 notches
Oh.
on the e-collar because it's not consistent. Sometimes it's too much power. Sometimes it's too little power, and it's most likely because it's not fitted correctly. But he's doing good. He's doing better. And relax. And what's your number?
26.
Let's go down to 18. So since we adjusted, we go down lower. Okay? Go ahead and give a test tap here. Tap, tap, tap. 20. Tap, tap, tap. 22. Tap, tap, tap. 24. Tap. No. Tap. Tap. 26. It's weird. Tap. Tap. So now we just got contact there, and you got a dog right there.
Are you guys taking off now?
Go ahead and short your leash. Go ahead and hit the record to the camera. There we go. So
Praise.
praise. Good, right? I want you to keep it more so low energy, monotone-ish, because we're trying to create calmness through discipline, right?
I'm laughing because calmness is not my specialty as a human.
As a human?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we may need to do so at times for Elmo's benefit. Okay? I'm all for positive energy, but I can be positive energy but calm at the same time. Okay? And the reason why this is important is reactivity can sometimes be a symptom of stimulation, right? Just excitedness or overexcitement. So then he's like excited. Mom give me a lot of praise. Dog, bark, 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 bark. Right? Which looks like Jekyll and Hyde. My dog was happy and then it just started barking. I was like, because of the stimulation. It's not happy, it's excitement. And excitement very easily transitions to aggression, reactivity, anxiety, nervousness, right? Dogs are very much reactive animals. Okay, so he's like, Mom's giving me excitement. Yay, dog, bark, bark, bark. Okay, that's how he goes about his life is when something happens, he responds, and when you add in a new stimulus, he responds. Okay. So if we have a calm dog and he's like, oh, I'm with mom and I'm passive. Oh, there's a dog. You know, you're getting that calm energy. Okay. Or if he does go into reactivity, he's going to have to escalate. He's not going to go ideally 0 to 10. He's going to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So when you can see that escalation starting to happen, you can tap to say, don't do that. Okay. So there's a process to this. With the praise, what I'll have you do is you can say, good boy,
Good boy.
right? When he does, watch here. Good.
Boy.
Just like that. Good boy, right? Now, if you want to give physical contact, it's just real good boy. Like just a real calm, just touch. Okay?
So it would be like, good boy.
Something like that. Real simple, okay? As opposed to revving him up, because that's going to work against you. Save the revving up for, like, let's say you're playing fetch or you're playing with him. Boy, that's the time and place for it. Right now, not the time and place because there's a lot of dogs here. We don't want them to all of a sudden start blowing up. So we're putting rules to things. So like for kids, they go to the park, they run, play, and go on slides and stuff. But when they're in the classroom, they're quiet and they're learning. Trying a new place. Okay? Does this all make sense?
Yes.
Questions?
I think I'm getting it. So try to stay calm, give praise, but monotone. So good boy, light touch if necessary. So like good boy. But yes, good boy is more appropriate for playtime.
Playtime.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
And don't try to stay calm. Stay calm. Okay. When you're with Elmo in this setting, does that make sense?
Yes.
Like in the home, it's your home. Like you can be loose. We may have to change some things, but I play it by ear. In your case, let's say you do this discipline and in the home you're like your normal self with Elmo, but you're seeing progress and you're happy, you're like, this is great, then that's your formula. In other cases, it's we have to be calm here, we also have to be calm and watch how we behave coming to the home. Because for Elmo, he's not capable of having the excitement at home and being able to be calm outside. You know, I don't know how it's gonna work out, Elmo does.
Right.
Okay? And that's just again like play it by ear. It's not a concrete, this is the structure for everybody. Everybody's case is different, okay? But we'll start with the simple stuff. You're calm outside, when he's under control, you're walking with him, he's by your side, he's not all over the place unless you give him permission. In the home, you can just do what you've been doing, okay? Anything else?
I'm guessing I need to do this when I walk normally too.
Right.
Tap, tap, tap.
So in terms of structure, when you're walking with him, I suggest starting out with a potty break. He does his biz, now we're ready, now we start walking, okay? At that point, now Elmo's job is supposed to be here. It's your job to make sure that he is here, okay? If you decide after a 30-minute walk, hey, you've done great, I'm gonna give you another potty break, or a break just to sniff around, you would stop, Elmo should stop with you, break, and then, so break means your job is done.
Okay.
So we're not gonna say heel this week, we're just gonna be saying break to say the job is done. Okay. Remote is what's gonna clock him in. Okay, so think of obedience as work. Okay, right now I'm clocked in, teaching you, right? You have my time. Afterwards, I can do what I want, right? Go to the bar, I can have a beer, go see my friends, whatever, go to barbecue, my time, right? So for Elmo, when he's with you and you've decided the potty time is over and you tap him and you walk, it means now you're clocked in. You're not allowed to sniff, you're not allowed to pull, you're not allowed to go greet other dogs, you're not allowed to greet other people, you're not allowed to bark. All these things go into play, right? Once you cue him, break, sniff, poop, roll around, pee, mark stuff, I don't care, but you still can't bark at dogs. So that would still be corrected, right?
Right.
So
he starts barking, tap.
yes. So like I think earlier he looked at the dog and I think he tapped him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just let it go. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
So you just disagreed with the behavior.
Yeah, he picked that up pretty quickly. I'm honestly super shocked.
Yeah, because it's discipline. Right? It's all about consequence. I was reading over your form about like the one trainer across the street and whatever.
Yeah.
Right? That's not how dogs go about things. If he was barking at the dog and the dog goes, I don't like you barking at me, they would bite him.
Yeah.
Consequence.
Yeah.
So if someone were to approach me in the street and be belligerent and yelling and verbally assaulting me, I might punch them to say, you don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Right? Now with humans it's trickier because we have laws. Right? And maybe if that person doesn't, let's say they're verbally they're harassing me, it doesn't technically allow me to just punch them.
Right.
Like according to the law.
Yeah.
But if we were living by dog law, that's how it would be. So if you go to a dog park and you see dogs and one dog gets out of line, you'll see other dogs correct them.
Yeah.
They don't care that they don't know each other. They don't care it's the first time that they met each other. It's just like, this is primal law, okay? So the reason why this is so effective is because we're training Elmo using Elmo's own psychology. Okay, he's a dog.
Makes sense.
You know, we're not being fascists. We're being disciplinarians. You're being a parent, a fur parent, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're doing it according to Bill. Okay, so when I use these tools, people's instinct or response is, oh, like you must like, you know, make them roll around in pain and stuff. Like, no, this is why we record sessions and why they're uncut. Because people go, oh wow, like it's not what I thought it was. It's actually much different. Okay, so it's all in how you approach it. You know, a baseball bat is meant to play baseball, but it can also become a weapon. Right? That remote is meant to teach and educate and correct, but it can also be misused. Okay, so clearly you're using it correctly. That's why Elmo's doing well. Okay, so we're gonna do a bit more. Again, same exercise, super simple. He's doing better. We're at 20 what now?
26.
26. We'll keep it at 26. Now, on some of them, you notice like he was overshooting.
Yeah.
Okay? The reason why he's overshooting is he's picking up the sensation. He's becoming a little bit more receptive, right? So he's panicking a bit in the sense of like he's overcompensating. So you want to keep your momentum, just keep it moving. On some of them, he was able to slow down and attach to you, and that's what I'm trying to create here. Is that he's walking to your left side, and go ahead and take a small step forward so you're standing next to Elmo. Like that, perfect. So, take a tiny step forward. Oh, no, pull up on your leash. Tap. 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 Go ahead and, there you go. Grab a little higher on your leash. Like that. Now put your left tap. Tap. 20, let's go 18.
Yeah, he's like flinching and...
Put your left again. Tap. Tap. There he is. Up.
Sorry.
Okay, up. And yep. There.
Yes.
Okay, now relax. And go ahead and just scoot over next to Elmo. Okay, so when you're walking with Elmo, when you're stationary with Elmo, that's what we're trying to create here. His right shoulder parallel to your left leg. Okay, now you notice the difference in connection. Right now we're at 18 and he was responding as opposed to earlier we were at 20, 30 something, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have nail polish?
No?
No? Okay. Do you have any kind of form of paint at home?
Yes.
Okay. Get a little bit of that paint, and where you have your collar fitted through, that little bar, notch some paint there. Okay, go across so that you know when you put it on them, that's the appropriate location. Correct. So then when you put it on them, you're always consistent and you're not guessing it. Okay? So, so that's what we're trying to create both while you're walking with Elmo and when you're stationary with him. It's supposed to be like this when he's under command. Because remember, he's clocked in. If he's on his own time, then it's, you know, he's just meandering, he's doing his doggy thing, unless we give him a command again. Right? So let's go ahead and give a tiny bit of slack here. Go ahead and take up a foot. And looking at your leash, go ahead and move your leash a little bit forward. So it's in front of your leg there. There you go. So you see that little loop on your leash?
Bottom?
Right.
Yeah.
Like it makes a J.
Yeah.
J for Jesse. The bottom of that little loop there, you want it to be around the armpit area. Okay? If it's lower than the armpit area, he's gonna step over it, he's gonna get tangled up. When you have it up here, you have some slack, but not too much slack that he's gonna get tangled up. Okay? So the reason for having slack is so that Elmo can make mistakes. The only way we can teach him is if he makes mistakes, right? And he doesn't even know it's a mistake. Like we're teaching, like, hey, but that's actually not what we want you to do. We want you to do this. But for human logic, it's a mistake. Okay? So instead of going forward, what I'm having you do is go ahead and just start moving off to your right onto the sidewalk. Yep. And then just move. And keep relaxed. Good. And turn to your right. Tap. And forward. There we go. Turn. Tap. Pull to your left, tap, tap, keep forward. There you go. Good. Relax. Good.
This way.
Turn, tap, forward. Good. Keep forward. Good. Turn, tap. Forward. Keep forward. Turn, tap, forward. Keep forward, keep forward. Turn, tap. Good. Keep forward, keep forward. So now he's noticing you. Turn, tap, tap, forward. Better. Turn, tap, forward. Good. So for your visual, you see that right shoulder?
Yeah.
See how it's past your left leg?
Yeah.
That's when you know you should turn.
Oh.
There you go. Good. So that's actually pretty good. He's beside you. Now he's starting to pass. Can you see that a little bit? Now he's lined up. That looks good. Yep. Turn and keep your movement. Good.
And keep tapping.
Until he positions, right? Now, so here, see how he's passed you again?
Yeah.
But what did you do?
I kept going.
And what else? What did that left hand do?
It went up.
Start to pull back.
Wow.
So what you did was you recognized that he was pulling ahead or forging, and you went to pull him back. Instead, you want to keep that relaxed and turn and remote.
Great.
Okay? Everybody does it. Everybody's first instinct is physical control,
Right.
and what we're trying to do here is mental control. Okay? So if you ever find your left hand going backwards, it's most likely because he's not in position. Instead, I want you to make an about right turn and tap and go the opposite way. Okay? Go ahead and turn to your right. There you go. Forward. Turn, tap. There you go. It's okay. And I saw it. I'll point out to you once we go ahead and turn. Tap. Good. Turn, tap. Good. I'm sorry. Keep forward. Keep forward. Tap. My bad. So look at Elmo here as you're walking. Just keep going forward. Tap. Yeah. Keep forward. You got it. Turn. Tap. Tap. He did not like that German Shepherd.
He did not.
Yes. Good. Keep forward. Now walk slow. Slower. Turn. Tap. Pick it up. Tap. Good. Good. Slow turn. Right. Nothing there because he turned with you.
What?
He turned there, right?
Yeah.
So
by
you don't
himself.
have to tap.
Yeah, I didn't.
Now slow down and stop. Lightly pull up. Tap. 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 Pull up a little bit more.
Sit.
Tap. 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 Tap, tap, tap.
Do I have to get tapped?
That's okay. Right there. Now relax. He's in the wrong position, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay? So,
Yeah, what happened with the German Shepherd? I tapped when he saw the German Shepherd and he yelped, and I didn't know if that was just.
he didn't yelp. He went to reactivity.
Oh.
So what happened was he's racist.
Against German Shepherds?
Yes, against Germans. So what happened was, since you were in motion, the German Shepherd was a little bit looser in energy, and right away his ears perked up, and within a second of his ears perking up, he went to the next stage. So that was the escalation.
Okay.
He went 0, 3, 10. Okay? So, but he hit the end, he got caught in the collar, so he hit more so because of the collar, not because of the tap. Okay? So it caught him off guard, and then I just had you turn and keep going. The reason why you had success earlier and not there, in my opinion, is in the beginning when I'm dealing with reactive dogs, I tell everybody step aside first and be stationary, okay? Because he has to build. When you're walking, reactivity is a moving behavior, lunge, 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 bark, bark, bark.
Yep.
That when you're walking, you're already 20% there, right? He's already moving, so boom, the brain just jumps straight into it. Because everything else has been fine. Every other time that you were stepping aside, or you stepped aside and let it happen, it's been fine.
Okay.
But this one time when you're walking and the dog's in front of him, you get the lunge, okay? So don't look at it as a failure. Don't look at it as, oh my God, this is unfixable. Look at it as, all right, here's something that I know we need to work on, and also this is an opportunity to teach them what not to do. Okay, you're going to get failures through the week. It's part of the process. Not every day is going to be perfect. But what I'm looking for is that your bad days start to become less and less, and you get more and more good days, and you get more and more control. And so ultimately, maybe you get a moment of reactivity every now and then. Okay. Nobody's 100% consistent.
Right.
Okay, not even humans. So, what I care about is, let's say after the training you go a year, 6 months, no reactivity, and then one day you have he has a reactive moment. You correct it, no problem, and you just keep going. Right? It's one time in 6 months. Like, that's pretty damn good. Okay.
Right.
So don't get too caught up with that stuff. With the pulling up and the tapping, we're conditioning him that when he feels that, he should put his butt down. Okay, that's gonna be another part of the process. So I'm gonna have you do a bit more. Did you see the difference in him walking beside you?
Yeah, I could feel it too.
Yes. So before I had you turn one time, and then before I had you stop here, I had you do something in regards to speed.
Right.
What was
you
it?
made me slow down.
Correct. D-drive? Or have you driven?
Yes.
Okay. What would you do before you stop?
Slow down.
What would you do before you turn?
Turn signal.
Or what else?
Slow down.
Yeah, right? Because if you're going too fast and you turn, you're going to flip your car.
Right.
Or if you just suddenly stop, you're going to have a collision.
Right.
So it's the same thing for Elmo. Whenever you're going to change, you're going to come to a stop or turn, if he's paying attention and you change your speed, what should he do?
You should slow down and catch my speed.
Exactly, right? So which makes catching the stop or catching the turn easier. If you just abruptly stop, he will forever go ahead of you. That's not anything that he did incorrect. That's the handling. So I want you to start getting in the habit of whenever you're going to come to a stop or turn, is slowing down prior, at least 3 steps. More is fine.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, the ball. German Shepherd too. Yep.
Really?
There you go. See that? Now lightly pull up. Yep. 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 Good. So, the more black and white you are, the faster you progress.
Yeah.
Dogs are black and white. Humans are gray area.
Yeah.
Because he was whining, right? And you might think it's just whining. Whining is a part of escalation.
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking. I was like, oh God, what's going to happen next if he's whining now?
Oh, sure, right? And like sometimes you might find you tap him and he becomes reactive.
Yeah.
It didn't make it worse. He was already thinking about it. You simply unlocked it, right? So then as we progress, I'll show you how we teach him that tap doesn't mean escalate, tap means de-escalate. Okay, so you're going to see stuff like that, and you're not going to make anything worse. Okay, so I'll have you move to your right and move forward and tap. There he is. And relax that arm. Turn, tap. So I want you now, if you see, keep the movement, pull your left step and relax. When you see Elmo's right shoulder, start to see your left arm.
Oh, yeah.
You feel that?
Yep.
That tells you you need to turn to your right. Tap. So I want you to start recognizing when Elmo is passing your left leg with that right shoulder. Okay? I'm going to pick up your speed a little. Yep, that was correct.
Oh, they're doing it.
It's not dumb. It's not tingly or anything like that. It just feels like I can't really grasp as hard.
Turn, tap. 18.
Yeah.
20. And you turn. Yep, yep. Relax that arm. There you go. Slow turn. Forward. There you go. Go ahead and pick up your speed a bit. Going slow. See how he passes? Turn. Tap. Good. Forward. Yep. Relax that arm. Good. Slow down. Slow turn. There you go. That was correct. There you go. Keep forward. Try coming over here and going this way. Change it up a little bit.
Okay.
Correct. That is correct. Good. Hold your left tap. There you go. You got it.
Tap, I'm guessing.
Yep, and relax. So if you ever think, should I tap? You probably should. Like it's you starting to recognize that there's something incorrect. Turn. Go and slow down a bit. Slow down a little more. And stop. Pull up. Tap. Tap. Tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap. So we've lost connection here. So keep your tension and bump it. Let's go 23. Tap. Tap. Tap, tap, tap. 26.
Is this normal?
Yeah. Tap. Tap. Tap, tap, tap. 29.
Can I just tell him to sit?
Nope. Tap. Tap. Tap, tap, tap. There it is.
Good boy.
So, not to be a jerk, but you don't want to tell him sit. You want to do everything to the remote. Okay? The reason why I had you do that was because troubleshooting. Okay? Again, you're not going to have 100% contact. He's got fur. You also want to account for that dog's coming, by the way.
The German?
Yeah. Good. And then lightly pull up. Yep. 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 There it is. And relax. Very good. Attaboy. I want you to be able, when you leave today's session, to be able to recognize when you need to escalate the button or the power. Okay? Most people do what you wanted to do, which is, can I just tell them sit? It's not the same. Okay, sit through power and sit through mechanical response in terms of the word. So let's say you stepped aside for a dog and you said sit. Even though he sits mentally, he may still be ready to escalate to reactivity. When you tap him into a sit, you're de-escalating, less likely to see reactivity. Okay, so that's the whole intention behind it. The other thing is, this is going to become a default response. So when you come to a stop, he should automatically sit with no words. Okay, that's what we're teaching here. Questions?
That seems pretty solid. So basically, so is the threshold like tap, 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 3 taps in a row and still doesn't respond and go up by 2?
Right, so I have a 3-tap rule.
Okay.
Is if I don't see a response by the 3rd tap, I escalate. Okay, the number just depends on the context. Right now, like there was plenty of space that I don't have to go 20 to 35, right? I go 20, 23, 26, some cases in 5, 25, 30, 35. It just depends on how fast am I trying to get to the solution, okay? You're still learning. Once you get acclimated to this and you're really comfortable with it, you're gonna find yourself like not even looking at the remote, it's just going up and down because he tells you, the number doesn't matter. How he responds matters. So we went from 23 to 26, and finally when we hit 26, he put the button down. So I know 26 worked, right? And you'll start to recognize good connection versus not good connection, and which muscle twitches mean nothing and which means something, you know? And then it becomes more so intuitive and not so like, you know, a thought process. Other questions?
Concerned about the position of his ears?
Nope. So nobody likes discipline, right? He's not scared. He's calm. This panting here, you get salivation, a little bit of shaking, the hyperventilating a little bit, is anxiety. Okay. So prior to training, how would you describe his behavior?
Like, as in the time it took me to get here, or in general?
No, like just in general, like would you say he was an anxious dog or nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. So, exactly. So, anxiety is a stress response.
Yeah.
Okay. The e-collar is a stressor. So we're putting him under stress. That response is anxiety. So we're going to see an influx of anxious behavior in response to the collar. But this is what actually helps him get over the anxiety because this is controllable, right? And this also toughens him up. As long as he understands how it works, because there is a solution. The solution is don't be reactive. Put your butt down. Walk at my side, right? So once he learns these things, he's like, hey, this isn't a bad thing. This is a communicator, right? And I can handle it. You know, when people get anxious, nervous, fearful, insecure dogs, they tend to bubble them. They don't get better, okay? Other dogs bite them, no. Roughhouse them, they physically toughen them up to emotionally toughen them up, okay?
Scars from other dogs. It's part of the reason he has
Reactivity. I have another dog that started, he's been attacked 4 times with an off-leash dog in like 6 months. It's ridiculous. So, same thing, but the owner and the dog are both like, ugh, right? So, as much as that sucks, it doesn't help us here, right? It's still the same approach. And people try to accommodate the approach because of that, because you're logical. You're like, oh, Jesse had a negative experience with dogs. Why would we do this? It's not his fault. I'm like, I know it's not his fault, but this is the way that dogs learn, okay? So that's why it's effective. What I like here is his face and his eyes are nice and relaxed. He's actually processing and venting everything, and he's doing really good, you know. This is anything, his ears back aren't him being scared or anything. He's just like, oh, all right, you get a little bit disciplined, but I get it. Like, I understand it. I'm learning what to do here, okay? So don't ever feel bad for him. If you get a yip, don't ever feel bad for him. Don't ever try to console him in the sense of like, oh, I'm sorry, because then you're only going to negate the discipline, okay? It sucks, you just adjust. 45 was too high, we went down to 25. I was like, man, this looks inconsistent. We tightened up the collar, now we're getting a lot more consistency, okay? Other questions?
I think he needs water.
If you have some, you can give him some. Break.
I'm just curious, do you happen to have any treats? Like high value treats? Because I only have the greeny dental treats in my backpack.
You? You can give him one. I mean, you mean talking about the collar?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
if that's all you have, you can just use that.